The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. On second and a couple, Darnold. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician.
A breakaway for Michael Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. Yeah, perfect omelet. Dropped it. It's a little bit of a turnover. You went right back, though, and got that omelet and crushed it.
Got to do what you got to do, man. Got to do what you got to do.
A little worried about your hands, though.
Yeah.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Darnold now to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now, these two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. Back to throw, Darnold. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's going to air one out for Anderson, and that'll be incomplete. Now they took their shot, but the coverage up to the task, and it forces a 4th down. Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on 4th. They're going to try a second time. They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Play fake. Winston. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Winston a give. It's Kamara. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field that brings up 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Now Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do.
And a fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big connection on that one, 35 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
2nd and 9. Here's Darnold. And his throw is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Off of play action, Darnold. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The offense stays put. They failed twice already in this first half, but they're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Saints will have the football back. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel. If your sympathies lie with the defense, you understand how tough it is for linebackers to run with a guy like this. He's going to slip out of the backfield and then work in the middle of the field. And sometimes those defenders get preoccupied with other people moving, and he finds open space and makes a nice play.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Jameis to throw it. Finds the open target, Arnold. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Saints are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And last time they were stopped on 4th down, had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond this go-around.
I'm eager to see what their mindset is, because moving the ball, feeling good, and then that abrupt stop on 4th down, do they go back to the bench and go, oh, boy, they've got something for us? Or do they go to the bench and say, we blew it ourselves, let's get back out there and move the ball again?
And is it different when you get stopped on 4th versus punt? Is that more motivation for the defense, a little more confidence?
I think as a defense, you're so excited with a 4th down stop. Making them punt, that's your goal anyway. But a 4th down stop, that's almost a sign of disrespect that they went for it in the first place. And when you get that, you feel great about yourselves.
Now Darnold. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah. Back to the air, Darnold on second down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. It's a party now.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him.
And Darnold going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. He's picked off just shy of midfield. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Squeeze, squeeze, double, double. Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Hey, pick it up, defense. Wait. Check, 93's the mic. Here we go.
Following the interception, Winston. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Touchdown, Saints. 3 touchdown passes now in the ball game for Jameis Winston. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half.
Next to score, Saints 42, Panthers nothing.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
From the 50, it's Darnold. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the Saints are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up second down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Hey, check, 93's the mic, 93's the mic. Hey, that QB's trapped.
Throwing, Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. And this offense has converted twice already here in this first half on 4th down conversions. And here we go again. They're indeed going. It's Winston. Over the middle, complete. That's Arnold. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, New Orleans.
So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. The first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Second and 4. Play action now. Winston. They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. He's got a man. Complete. And finally, he's taken down at the 18. A big-time play there for New Orleans. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A give. This is Kamara. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person that's on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another first down run right there.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Well, they certainly haven't been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now. Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Darnold will throw it on 3rd and 1. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Thomas. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
35's the mic. Red 80.
Here's Darnold. And now here is another interception. Picked up by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the Saints are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. 87 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. 2nd down and 3. Off the play fake, Winston. And he's He's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head out of harm's way.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yes.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Winston now. We'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Arnold. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Come on, QB, come on. Watch twins. What? Easy. Green, triple C.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7.
Deuce. Begin. Check.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Alvin Kamara taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Saints are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Ready? Let's keep bringing it. Stay in there. Black 25. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 12 on 5 on 5 on.
Here's Winston. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And he's brought down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Again, Kamara. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain on the play that time. So a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. They run. It's Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Lutz to try to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get...
Darnold, he lost the football. But fortunately, a Panther was able to get on this, so Carolina keeps the ball.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Now it's Darnold. And now here's another interception. He's picked off near his own 48, and he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
From the 7, it's 2nd and 5.
You ain't going nowhere. Tighten up.
Again, it's Kamara. 124 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Mike 35.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Darnold. And his throw here's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. They always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Let's get off the field.
Darnold. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now defensively they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. We got 3.
They run it again with Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. Kamara. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. One last throw now for Darnold. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there